Spotlight flash, you'll be spinning to the ground. Just make town.
Oh, dude, those punk rock tones of Shadow.
Give it up to Shadow.
How far off from punk would you say that is?
And the next across the county line. I don't know.
I'm saying like third cousin or something.
I loved it though because I always loved, especially this time when punk was relevant, that like mainstream America's like interpretation of what punk was.
Yeah,
that's what it made me laugh seeing.
They like G&G hit the costumes hard. They were like, we know what these kids look like. Get them ripped up shirts, leopard print, weird shoes,
dye their hair or something. Weird.
Yeah, they're gonna have piercings. So they nailed that. I don't know about the dancing though. Like all the kids were really into dancing.
Well, I we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I did like the slow mosh.
Yeah, that was. I thought that'd be more like a post-punk thing, or
shoegaze thing. I don't know.
Shoegaze, gloom wave, something.
That's why it was so ahead of its time, like everything golan-globus does.
But the music that Shadow.
I heard that Death Cab for Cutie said Shadow was one of their big influences.
I'm sure they were.
I just threw that name out there. I don't even know what Death Cab for Cutie is.
I think that works. Okay. I know 2 songs by them, but I know their name very well.
It's a horrible name. It bothers me.
It does?
Yeah. I don't. What was up with like this? The 2000s will be the year rock bands had too many words in their names.
I can agree with that.
It should be 1 or 2 words, and that's it.
I can agree with that. It's just like nowadays with online monikers. All of us old people to the internet, we're going to have all the one-word kind of things.
Right.
We also claimed where you have a little X, and then a big X, and then like 420 tit slapper, and then big X, little X to kind of, capture it all that cool 420 titty slapper.
Yeah.
These kids nowadays, they're going to have long as fuck names because we stole them all. So maybe that's what happened. Like one of my favorite bands. Look at that fucking name, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Apparently, there was already a band called King Gizzard, so they had to make it longer.
They had to go longer. I think what they want to do is they were like, King Diamond's pretty great. Let's use King and riff on the rest. And next thing you know, Wizard Lizard.
History.
Yeah,
I like it.
So the point is, Shadow's a new wave band.
Yeah, I don't think they even hid that. I mean, I think the whole show, Hollywood Hotlines, was the new wave countdown.
Golan-globus, again, big brains that they are. Clearly, what they were doing was the MTV kind of mockery. MTV came in, they were like, "Oh, we're grunge."
This was before MTV.
They're ahead of the time. So I guess it's not a mockery, but they're ahead of the times.
MTV, they were mocking something that MTV copied sincerely.
Yeah. MTV was like, hey, these guys are right. We just have to be these weirdos and hire Pinky Tiscapone and
Tuscadero. I want to point out that you're not going to believe this, Griff, but there was a time where people really thought new wave was the new wave of the future. Like everybody jumped on the bandwagon. You'd have those old crusty ass 70s rock bands. Like they'd have the jackets with their sleeves pushed up and the skinny ties. Like they were trying. Like you'd see like Rush would have like a fucking skinny tie on.
Yeah.
And then it just like by like 83, 84, it just fucking fell off a cliff, and then nobody gave a fuck about new wave.
New wave definitely it has a cool thing going for it. Like I like going back and visiting some new wave, but I wouldn't want to see like a 70-year-old man, a 60-year-old man who's like dressed one way suddenly tries a different art, music style.
It was weird,
His
you
outfit.
would see like even if they didn't change their style, everyone had the skinny tie. I remember that, like skinny tie.
That's studios, I'd imagine. I think the studios would be like, you're wearing the skinny tie.
They wanted to keep it because they were like dinosaur rock at that time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think my belief is the new wave was kind of like what they figured out in the 90s, but new wave was the music industry trying to commercialize punk. Like punk was too harsh for middle America, so you made it more like kind of a lightweight sound. And then they figured it out by Green Day. They were like, okay, now we know how to do punk for the masses.
Yeah.
And so,
And then punk pop became a thing. Is that the origins of punk pop?
I would think so. I mean, I'm sure there were bands that had that sound, but
Like I'd say
I
Clash.
never listened to that
I'd
shit.
say Clash is kind of punk poppy.
I don't know. I would say they're like traditional punk.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big Clash guy. I like the first album, but that's about it.
I've only listened to a handful of songs. Wow. I mean, this movie is
music history for our listeners.
This movie is supposed to be about music, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's about murder.
I mean, like, one of the settings, because there's maybe 3 different, what's the word I'm looking for? Stages here?
Sets.
Sets is what I was going
Sets.
for. There's only like 3 or 4 sets we're working with, so one of them
We're on a
is...
golan-globus budget, man.
This is true.
Tight and fast. Get it out there.
Tight and fast. One of my favorite things about this movie is while I was watching it, I realized this is easily a prequel, or maybe it didn't come out after, it came out before. I didn't check the dates on it. It came out before?
Yeah.
So this is an unintended first movie to Charles Bronson's 10 to Midnight.
Another great episode we did, but yeah, it could be. I mean, we'll get into it later, explain how the correlations between it. I was happy to see Roz Kelly, a.k.a. Pinky Tuscadero.
I was happy to see there actually is a human, being a huge Frasier fan, named Roz.
Yeah, her real name was Roz.
I didn't know that.
I think all she ever did was this movie and played Pinky Tuscadero.
But you said Pinky Tuscadero was a 3-episode
yes,
character
Pinky
arc.
Tuscadero was such an important... We're talking about Happy Days, people.
Yes.
And Pinky... And I just want to point out that my biggest pet peeve I had with Happy Days is... And Pinky plays a part of it. Okay, they're in the 50s, all right? And the first couple seasons were very accurate. They really tried to make it look like the 50s.
The diner was perfect.
And then sometime, like, they're like, fuck it. We're just going to throw... You want to have feathered hair? Fine, do it. Chachi, yeah, like Chachi looks like a 50s greaser. He's like got feathered hair and the diamond David Lee Roth fucking bandana around his fucking knee. And that was like Pinky, like she had big feathered hair. Like what the fuck? And like I never got like Fonz. He's like the cool. First of all, I love the Fonz, but he's the coolest guy in Milwaukee. I mean, is that a big deal? I mean,
yeah. Really.
And then is he so cool? All his friends are nerds. That's what I never got.
Well, no, that's the cool part about him is he's so cool that he can hang out with whoever he wants. It doesn't matter. It doesn't drain from his pond of awesome. So he's just that cool. But the thing I want to point out with the Fonz, he's working with a full fucking deck. He's got it all. He's beautiful. He's Henry Winkler. He's got the looks. He's got the confidence.
Hey,
he's got a fucking catchphrase.
Yeah,
He's not even out of high school yet.
He never graduated from high school.
Oh, okay. So how old was he supposed to be?
He was supposed to be older than Richie and
That's
Potsy.
what I thought.
He didn't go to school with them. He was a dropout.
Oh,
and then he went back to school because they set a good example for Fonz.
Oh,
yeah. I think he got his GED or something.
Okay.
Like that. But yeah, Pinky was like the one that got away. And then she shows up because it's been like probably 35 years since I've seen the episode. The 3-part episode. That's how important it was. Not 1, not 2, but 3 parts.
The first time Fonz.
The whole point was, I don't know why, but Fonz and Pinky this could be a great Tippy Tap episode. Fonz and Pinky
we might have to
were in a demolition derby, and they were going up against the Malachi brothers, who were the masters of the Malachi Crunch. And that move is basically, Griff, they just T-bone somebody's car. Like one comes from one side, one comes from the other. And so, the whole point, I guess, I've never even watched a demo. That's like, to me, that's below monster truck shit, demolition derby. But like, it's just that it's trash someone's car so it doesn't run anymore. Isn't that the point of demolition derby?
I thought it was to pin them, basically. Get it so they can't move anymore. They get out of the car and they slam your car with their helmet and then they leave.
Well, that's basically what happened. So what happened was Pinky, like the first episode was just introducing Pinky. Second one was the demolition derby. The fucking Malachis, they do the crunch. Well, what happens is her car breaks down, and she's like, God damn it, she gets out. And he's like, Pinky, get in your car. Fonz is worried.
She's that much of a hardest that she uses the Lord's name in vain?
Probably not. This is 70s TV. I don't think you could do that.
Okay.
But she gets out, takes her helmet off. She was safe enough to wear a helmet while they were doing the demolition derby. Mm-hmm. And then she gets on the hood, and the Malachis just crunch her, and she goes flying. And then there was like To be continued. That was the longest week of my life, Griff. Like,
I imagine.
What's going to happen?
I could still see the wear on your face.
I know, man.
It's like
All
wrinkles
this
in a
gray
tree.
hair
Yeah.
was from here, and I was like 5 when I saw this. And so don't worry, guys. She survived. I think she was in a coma or some shit. Or,
Oh, yeah,
I think all it was she had a bandage wrapped around her head. It was some dumb.
That's
shit
how
like
you. That's how you emphasize coma, though.
And they got revenge.
We saw it in the tippy tap. That's how you emphasize
Because
coma. They put a
this.
bandage.
This is the thing. The capper. So the move was. I don't know how they like. I assume the Malachis won. I guess it was they were like all right, stop it for now. We'll continue later because they went back. And the Malachi's move was it was a classic like 70s wrestling move. One of the Malachis was like some crazy guy who spoke like Shakespeare. He like wore a big hat with a fucking feather in it and shit.
Oh boy!
And his other one with his brother was just an idiot kind of character. And he would blow fucking like powder in your eyes. Like he would drive by. So they were going to do that again on Fonz. And Fonz, being the cool genius he is, I don't know how he did it. He had a fucking hair blower. And he goes, boot! And he goes flying right back into the Malachi brothers' face. Oh my God. And then they just trashed their car and they won.
You know, I actually have.
I don't know where it was plugged in. Like, I guess in the lighter? I don't know.
Yeah, I have instant information on how he knew about that. Bill Belichick was coaching the Fonz. And
I noticed there were some people filming the Demolition Derby.
And he took him backstage, and he's like, Fonz, here's the deal, man. The Dolphins could beat us next week, so I got you this hair dryer. It'll help you avoid the Malachi crunch. He's going to blow some dust in your face, dust in the wind. Oh, man. I'm glad to hear Pinky Tuscadero.
She pulled through, but then she was like, Fonz, I got to go.
You're just a bitch.
And he was like, whoa. And she's like, yeah, sorry. And then apparently, I never saw this, but she got her own spinoff that was set in the 70s.
What?
Yeah, it was called Blansky's Beauty. I don't know if she was, I think she was on an episode.
Oh, okay.
But Chachi would show up, and it was like set in the 70s.
Blansky.
So somehow they time traveled. It got weird.
Well, this whole episode got real weird. So let's go ahead. I shortened this trailer down. It's all of 40 seconds long now. Because they did that thing where you just hear beep, boop, bop. Stab noise. So I was like, fuck that. Okay. We're not doing that.
You were working.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just get to it. New Year's Eve just passed, but we're just getting started with New Year's Evil.
On the one night they were celebrating New Year's Eve, he was out, ending their life.
I'm going to commit murder at midnight. Call me evil.
Every New Year's Eve, the caller came out. New Year's Evil.
Welcome back. Sweet short trailer. Not too many screams in there. So Murray, how does a rock star get ready? Probably green M&Ms, I'd imagine.
I was surprised she wasn't doing a couple lines of coke, but she didn't. She's just getting her punk rock makeup put on.
Oh, big time.
Got the rouge, heavy on the cheeks.
Big time, yeah.
And this is it, guys. Diane, her real name, but her stage name is Blaze.
Blaze.
So I'll refer to her as Blaze.
She's a redhead. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Blaze Sullivan. And this is her big shot, guys. She's been toiling away in the trenches of showbiz, and now she's gonna host. She got the spot to host Hollywood Hotline's New Year's Eve special.
So big.
Bigger than Dick Clark. Bigger than.
I thought you were just gonna end it there. Bigger than Dick.
And so this is so special because it's in L.A. So they're going to go every fucking time zone in America, starting, of course, Times Square, Chicago, Aspen, L.A.
The 5 time zones that exist in Arizona, what
about daylight savings? I guess Arizona's fucked because they don't have it. Or?
Yeah, they don't do it, but only in a couple cities.
Oh,
it's very confusing. I looked it up.
I think Indiana doesn't do it either.
That might be true.
And so she is just stressing out. Her manager, who I almost turned the movie off because the manager looks so much like Robert Ginty. I thought it was Ginty.
Yeah.
And I vomited a little.
That's who you were sending me pictures of.
Yes, Ernie.
Yeah, his face just in that shot you sent me looks like it was super airbrushed. Like somebody tried to Photoshop Ginty to look younger, and I was like, "What are you sending me a picture of airbrushed Ginty for?"
No, it wasn't Ginty. It was his brother, Bobbert Ginty. I don't know, but it really. I just got enraged because how a normal person reacts to Ginty is like rage.
Well, even fucking Blaze reacts that way to
Yeah.
him. She's like, "Where is Richard? I'm sick of looking at your dumb face." They even kind of had a similar look going on, though.
Right.
But he's,
she's. I guess her husband, ex-husband. We don't know what the relationship's like. I think they're still married.
yeah,
But
they kept saying husband.
Okay, but it's stressful.
It
and
is.
she's like, God damn it, where the fuck? I guess Richard need to babysit their son Derek, who's 20 years old. But because
Yeah,
she's just like,
20 plus.
he's fucking at Mar-a-Lago, getting high, he's coked out. Fuck Richard! Like, apparently Richard does this a lot.
I thought she just wanted support, like her family support.
Okay,
Because she's a breadwinner, man.
right.
She is fucking Blaze. Was
So-
she in a band? I think she was a band person.
I don't think so. I don't know. In real life?
No, in the movie.
Maybe that was it.
I think she started the new wave trend.
Probably. So, like, not only is she, like, so she's already stressed out. Then Ernie has to add this pile on. He's like, this is your big break, babe. You're going to, and she's like, Ernie, grab a lute and relax.
Just relax. She's calming people down.
Yeah. And
Man.
then she handed some Quaaludes, the 70s super drug. They didn't use Quaaludes anymore.
Pinky Tuscadero would be happy to help you with those. But Murray, we're going to cut away. And
Well, she's also, where's Yvonne, who I guess is her PR woman or
Yes.
something like that. And so we see what's going on with Yvonne.
Yeah, we just get her going back in her room. She's getting ready. She's getting ready for the big night as
It's
well.
all, this we'll point out that this special is happening in like the ballroom of a hotel. So
Yeah.
everyone's got their own room in the hotel.
Yeah. I couldn't tell where it's connected. I thought Yvonne was in Florida with Richard. I thought that was like Richard's assistant or something.
She's like down the hall.
Yeah, she's down the hall. So none of these things made sense to me until you told me 5 to 12 minutes ago exactly what was happening here.
Okay.
But Yvonne goes in the bathroom. She's getting all ready, and then
She's got the Bo Derek 10 braids going on.
and she hears her door creak open. I believe that's what caused some concern there.
I think she first heard the faucet dripping.
Oh, I thought she was already in the bathroom.
She was getting ready. We get our first jump scare. Kinda.
Oh, she saw this. The shower was
Right,
dripping.
because if you've seen a slashing movie, the shower is where you hide if you're going to slash somebody.
Even
So
Hitchcock
we're
had
like,
in
here
there.
it comes. No,
Yeah.
guys, it's just a drippy faucet. She turns it off,
Yeah.
and then I think she hears
Yeah,
the
then
doorknob.
she turns and she hears the doorknob creaking. It was like, well, that's weird. Drippy faucet, doorknob creaking.
What's all this fucking noise?
So she looks out in the hallway just to see, and we get like a youngish looking guy. You just see the back of his head, but he's got like a suit on. It's ill fitting.
He's wearing jeans and a tuxedo top with tails, like the jacket
Yeah.
with tails on it.
Yeah.
So he's being kind of punk in his own way. you know?
Ooh, it's kind of pumping his own way.
And he's carrying a bouquet of flowers. You just see the back of him walk away, and he turns a corner. And she's like,
Yeah.
that's strange. And she goes back in her room.
Closes the door, heads back in, putting the makeup on again, and then that fucking drip started up again.
And by this time, we're like, oh, this is a drip. They already showed us that there's nothing behind
This
there.
hotel's just cheap as fuck. I mean,
Right.
Blaze isn't the star she used to be, so they put her in some 2-bit hotel, fucking probably some kind of Trump resort where nothing works.
But they charge you twice as much.
Oh, my God. Don't even tell me about the minibar.
Oh, man. You could see there was an half-open almond can. It was like $25, and that's 1980 money.
That's 1980 money. That's like $3,000 today.
Exactly. So she's like, God damn drip. I just turned you off.
Yeah. I thought she was going to get her monkey wrench out and like go in and
She
fix
should
it.
have, because
Yeah.
there's something wrong. You turn it off, and then it opens up again.
Fucking Christ. But yeah, she goes to, adjust the sheet to figure out what tools she needs. And lo and behold, there's a murderer behind it.
Yeah. You don't see him. You just see an arm grab her around the neck, and then a switchblade stabs her.
Teeny tiny knife.
Yeah, that's his
It
thing.
was teeny tiny. It could have been a switchblade comb.
And we all know if you stab somebody, they can't speak. So it's just.
Well, he did get her in the jugular, I think. I think that would cut. I would think that would make it hard.
Speaking of getting hit in the jugular, then we get whammed right into Shadow's New Year's Evil song.
It's kind of got a disco
New Year's
thing
Eve,
too.
It does.
Yeah.
They probably they probably hired like a disco person. Write a punk rock song for me. How about this? I love it. So we see like these punker kids driving down the Sunset Strip, going to this party.
They got that same fucking like weird car with like the half carriage in the back that the gangbangers had from Walker Texas Ranger.
Tippy Tap episode 1. I remember it well.
Oh, so weird.
And yeah, what's up with like these like dirt poor punkers? Get that? Does they have like a fucking Cadillac or some shit?
I don't know. Maybe they're like
dad's car. They
like
borrowed the dad's
little
car.
communists or something. They all pooled their money together
No.
and all bought it.
He's a phony punker. He borrowed his dad's car.
I agree with that.
And they're, of course, being obnoxious punk rockers. Because you got to be if you're punk rockers. They're just yelling at people in the street.
Oh,
and then
my
we
God.
get a nice Captain America van pulls up. These burnout chick flashes her tits. And like, we don't want to see your tits. We're punk rock. Put your tits away, hippie.
Oh.
That's how punk they were. They were like, I don't even want to see tits.
Man, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that.
You didn't see that? Yeah, that actually
I
happened.
might have been hypnotized by titties on a TV.
No,
That still gets me. I'm 30.
you missed it because it happened. We got some hippie tits, and they drive up. So we cut back to Blaze, and we meet her son Derek. And Derek, he's a sweet young man. I found out. I was like, I recognize this guy from something. He's from, and only person who'll get this reference is probably our buddy here, Sean. He's from the classic teen sex comedy Hard Bodies.
Oh, really?
He's the main lead in that.
Nice.
But he's like, Ma. He's kind of a Nicolas Cage type.
Yeah.
Voice. He's like, Ma, I got some great news. He's got these flowers for her.
She takes them and she just tosses them.
She's like, yeah, can you find a vase for these, Derek? I don't.
Put them on the TV or something. Put them in the mini fridge. I don't
Ma, I gotta tell you something. What? And he's like, she just walks out and starts getting dressed. He's like, I got the role. What role? Dinner role? What the fuck are you talking about? No, from American Space Troopers. I didn't even. I used a fake name. I got it on my own. I didn't use your name.
That should be such a fucking monumental moment. Mom's got to recognize that shit.
No.
She's got her heads in the clouds. G&G turned it around on us, Murray. Usually it's the dad who's too worked up in his business and he's coked and he's partying in the Mar-a-Lagos to not notice his son succeeding. No, it's the mom this time.
Yeah, she just totally shuts him down. She's like, tonight is about me.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about what you did later because I got to get ready.
Yeah, so you're going to come up and watch me kill it, right? Slay. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to take some phone calls and host like a motherfucker.
He's just like, he's all despondent. He's just like, no, I'll just stay here and watch it on TV.
I'm gonna try to.
Because it was weird. It was like a TV yet radio simulcast at the same time. This is big time, Griff.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that. You're right. That was really big, man.
And it's like, oh, see if Dad calls. I'll stay up here.
No, he wanted to call Dad.
Oh, you called Dad?
Yeah, it's very akin to the Pink
Well,
Floyd.
yeah, of course
yeah.
you would because he got shut down by Mom. At least because Dad cares.
As far as we
If he
know,
can
he
find
doesn't
his dad.
give a shit.
Well, if he can find his dad.
He's down in Florida partying at Mar-a-Lago.
Coked out of his mind.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, whatever. See ya.
So we get. I just want to point out we get our punkers. They're arriving. They're trying to get in. I love the police guard.
He's great.
Why is there police guards?
Because this is the hottest ticket in town, man.
There's not
Even though there's only 12 people in the fucking audience.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
there's
saying?
not normal vendors for this at all. It's just police.
I love, though, this guy was like my favorite nobody character.
Yeah.
It's like, ticket. Got a ticket.
You got a ticket? Got a ticket, police?
Ticket.
Ticket.
Got a ticket. Ticket. Got a ticket.
I loved when you sent me the picture of him because he made me so happy.
They just zoomed in on his big fat face with his mustache.
Yeah, G&G were doing a weird thing with the camera for that one. That was
And the punkers, they like valet park because, they're classy punkers. And they get out and they do whips. Switchblades were used a lot in this movie.
yeah.
And the cop, he's kind of scared. And
I mean, he is only there to get tickets. He's in a police uniform with a gun, but he's just there for tickets.
And then click, it's one of those fucking comb switchblades. Ah, we got you,
The
Copper.
dude had the biggest widow peak ever. He had little strands of hair, but still he combed what he had. Comb it if you have it.
It was a young pog from Yore. And they let him in. So they go in, and then we
get Diane. She's fucking getting
Who?
out there.
I only know Blaze.
Oh, excuse me, Blaze. I put Diane a lot in the notes. So Blaze is out there. She's introducing the show. All right, cool cats. You know, across all the beam streams, we're going to be giving you...
Bean string.
We're going to be hitting you with those New Year's Eve vibes on the hour, every hour, for the next 5 hours.
You need to get a career in radio. Wow, that was... And that was him riffing. That was some Griff riff. And he's like, let's hear the latest song from Shadow.
Of course, it's golan-globus, so it's the same song we've heard 5 times.
We just heard
now.
this song 3 minutes ago.
They
But
do.
it's,
They do have other songs.
They do, but we hear New Year's Evil first.
Yeah, first.
And the crowd goes wild. And she's going to be taking calls or requests all night long. Even though it's a countdown, she's taking requests. I didn't get that.
I have no idea what's going on with this. All I do know is, Murray, we've gone to at least 5 shows in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
It is kind of hard to hear
Yeah.
a little bit. She is just taking phone
Well,
calls.
that's kind of that's like it's like any club in a movie. Like people are like talking like you and I are, and it's like blasting. That's the magic of film.
Okay, I'm being an asshole here. It's just movie magic.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's movie magic.
Excuse me.
And she gets a call from this guy. I thought it was Peter Frampton at first because he's using that voice box thing. The Frampton
Yeah.
use. He's like, do you feel like I do? And she's like, yeah, I do. What do you want there, big guy? And he's like, I'm going to kill someone every hour. And we see the killer, like, they don't fuck around. Like, usually they keep the king. When you're watching a movie, the killer is, like, masked or you don't know it. No, we see the killer. It's Bruce Jenner, people. It's Bruce fucking Jenner.
Right off of the racetrack, he's
And he's a smart killer, so he's calling from a payphone. And he's got his voice box, and he's like, I'm going to kill people. Call me evil.
Oh, man.
It's fucking my throat up with that.
Died.
And so he's gonna kill. He's gonna call and play the murder every hour to taunt Blaze.
Yeah, we don't know how he's gonna do it, but he's like, I'm gonna kill someone every hour on the hour, and it's always gonna be someone, or I think it was like the big result is gonna be someone very close to you. I was like, oh shit. We only know of one person close to her.
Yeah, Derek.
Her husband's out partying in Mar-a-Lago.
I'm totally at this point. I'm like Derek did. Oh wait, they just show me it's Bruce Jenner. Like they totally like killed any mystery.
Yeah, really. That they.
But I want to point out something, Griff. Most slasher movies show all the glamorous side of serial killing.
Mm-hmm.
This one shows the hard work that goes into being a serial
You know
killer.
what? You're right about that.
Like I'm not even kidding. I appreciated that he's like under a lot of stress because he's got to kill at midnight every hour.
That's so much time. We're not talking about Dexter. We're not going into the movie magic as you described it a moment ago. This is like real shit. Golan-globus like talk to murderers. We're like, what was it like trying to do a murder every hour?
He's a blue collar regular guy serial killer, and he's
a couple scenes he murders someone wearing a blue collar.
Yeah,
he's got the
so
lunch pail and everything.
We get to see the nuts and bolts. You see the behind the scenes. We always see the glamour, like I said, the glamorous side of serial killing. This is you get behind the scenes and the hard work that goes into being a serial killer.
I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed because I was reading reviews people had about this movie. You just gave me a great tagline for this movie. Yet this guy's talking about the true horror of New Year Evil is the endless cutaways to dancing teens shuffling their shoes. Come on, we're talking about it right now. It's because these Hollywood types, they just don't get it.
You know,
They don't get it. Although I will say the shoe shuffling noises of the teens dancing was awful. It was so loud. It was louder than Shadow. It had amplification of the shoes.
So, all right, we know what's going to happen. We
Yeah.
got this. The stage is set. This crazy killer named Evil is going to kill every hour. So, his first place, he stops off at a sanitarium.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he's already, man, like I said, he is a working serial killer. He's not those Playboy serial killers. So he's got a disguise as a male nurse. There's this Shadow is so popular, even crazy people are into him. So you get a scene of all the crazy people dancing. Everyone's watching this show. That's why Blaze was so fucking stressed.
Everybody gave up on Dick, and they're on the Blaze now.
Right. And so, we get a nice scene, very insulting to people with mental problems.
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to wear pajamas. That's usually like the thing. They always have people pajamas and robes on. But
they have like one cute one or something that makes you go, oh, shit. This is horrible.
And we see the condescending nurse is like, oh, isn't it great? Even these retards can dance. And so Nurse Jane, she's like, look, I got to take a shit. I'll be back. So she leaves. Bumps into our buddy, Bruce. I'm calling him Bruce.
Yeah.
Or Evil.
Yeah.
And he's like, because he's got all his shit set because he's got a boombox with him. He's got to record these murders, people.
Yeah.
So he's got all this shit going on.
I got to tell you. Okay. Let me go through it. Nurse's outfit. Boombox. Lunch pail. Working man. Of course he's got a lunch pail. And then a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
He's got
he's
the
like,
champagne.
and he's smooth as silk. He's just
Dude.
like enchanté. Grabs her hand, kisses it.
It was like that MJF video we just watched. Oh,
and she is just down to fuck. She's like, who are you? Like, I'm just here. I heard you needed some extra help. So the agency sent me over.
yeah, she's about as
And
bubbly
she's
as
just
that bottle
looking,
of wine.
he's looking at his fucking bulge. She's like, I like that help.
Oh my goodness.
And he's like, well, how about we sneak away and
we uncork this and then we uncork
you. And she's like, oh, wait, I like the sound of that. She played a little hard to get.
She was like, I got a sweep or something. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this.
So I takes her into like a broom closet.
Yeah. We get a nice cutaway of some teens dancing because we can't have too much tension.
Crazy kids dancing.
Yeah.
And we meet our man, Lieutenant Clayton. He shows up with a plane, the patrolman, and he's just like, yeah, I got this call. It's murder. Why are you wasting my time?
Yeah. Like, he's playing this thing where he's playing up how much of a badass Blaze is, and he's just like, you asked for this. He's victim blaming.
Yes, he's victim blaming.
We almost did that together again.
Because it was so obvious. He's
Yeah.
like, you're kind of asking for this shit, you punk rock
Look at this little
scumbags.
skimpy dress you're wearing. I'm surprised you haven't been
I
hard
don't
4 times.
think it was that. I think he was just blaming punk rock.
No, that's what it was.
Yes.
I was just, I was layering on it. I was layering.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, you punk rocker, but you're scum.
exactly.
You didn't deserve the protection of the police.
I imagine that's what happened to you when you were fucking rocking around in your
fucking better believe
steel-toed
it.
boots.
Dude, I used to get fucked with by, like, here's the thing. I grew up in, like, a shitty town, but I lived in one of the richest counties in Michigan, if not America. So I got fucked with by all the surrounding cops.
I think I just want to give people some context here. I believe Kid Rock was from your county, or is it
No.
just north of your county?
He's from Macomb. He's from
he's
east of my county.
yeah, he's wet.
No.
Or,
Nah.
yeah, whatever.
So,
Anyways,
but he's a rich kid, too.
he is a rich kid. That was my point.
And yeah, so yeah, I would get fucked with a lot by cops. But anyway, going back to this movie.
Yeah, back to this movie.
So he's just like, look, I don't want to help you, but it's my job, so I guess I'll help you.
Yeah. Listen, lady. Just, if he calls back, what did you say his name was? Dick? It's evil.
Evil.
If this evil calls back, keep him on the line for a little longer than 4 minutes. We need at least 9.5 minutes in order to trace the call. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm going to go get another cup of Joe.
Cup of Joe.
That's what they say.
I just realized this is going to be a reason why every like mystery movie has to be set in the past, because now you could totally like go, okay, he's coming from this place, like after 2 seconds you're like, this is where the killer's coming from. Now it's like, keep him online for 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But so we're doing 1980s police
I mean,
work
it's still
here.
hard to hit the cell phone towers and figure out where they're coming from.
Exactly. That's my point.
But no, I'm saying it's still hard. You can't
Not
trace
as-
it back that quickly.
Not as, yeah, but I'm exaggerating for comedic effect.
Oh, okay. You're layering?
Yes, I'm layering. So So she's like, shockingly, she's like worried about Derek. She's like, maybe Derek did. He loves to prank call people.
Yeah.
So she calls up Derek in the room. She's like, hey, baby, how's it going? He's like, Mom, I'm cutting myself. That's great. It's great, Derek. I got to get back. I just wanted to know that you're okay. I'm
not really doing that well, Mom.
good. I love it. Talk to you later.
I'm on Channel 4, honey, radio station 101.01. Just turn it on. I love you. I'll come tuck you in later.
So Derek, he's like staring at himself in the mirror. He's grabbed some pills, down some pills. We don't know. I'm guessing they're ludes.
They might have been. That's true.
So
we cut back to the countdown on the East Coast.
got Evil and Nurse Jane. They're listening to the. It's like I said, it's a TV simulcast and a radio simulcast.
Yeah.
So they're listening on the boombox.
It's just shoe shuffling at this point. Shadow's not. Shadow's on smoke
It's a
break.
slow mosh.
Yeah.
And so he's got the bubbly out, and he's like, "Do you have any cups?" He's like, "I got these urine samples we could use." She just dumps the urine out. It's like, here.
That's sanitary.
Yeah, it is. It's sterile.
No big deal. Or
And-
sterile.
And so they're swigging that bubbly,
Yeah.
and he's just like,
He lays her down. He's like, I got just the device for you. Close your eyes. And he hits play and record together because that's how you have to do it.
That's how you do it. That's how we do it here. We're doing it right now.
It's true. That's how I do it.
And then he whips out that switchblade, and kills her. Of course, she can't scream because she's getting stabbed.
Right in the neck. Again.
So there you go. First kill of the night, people.
First kill of the night. And we don't know what's happening with any of the cleanup or anything. We just cut away. Just
Back
like
to Derek?
Yeah, back to Derek.
Derek is tripping balls. I don't know. He's freaking the fuck out. He's got like a pair of his mom's underwear. He's sniffing them. He's got like some pantyhose. He's cutting them with another switchblade.
Oh.
And then he puts the pantyhose on his face. And he's just tripping.
He's murmuring something about a disorder in the mirror and having two sides and
then he turns off. Apparently he was watching Hard Target because
Yeah.
he says, I got to pierce my ear right now. So he pierced because he wants to look like Jean-Claude from Hard Target, much like a young Griff.
I was just going to say, I didn't understand the scene, but I started crying when it happened.
It took you back. It was like
That-
you had a little PTSD.
I didn't know what was happening. You just put it together for me. That's what it was.
Right.
Oh.
So he self-pierces his ear, and he's got pantyhose on his face, pierced
An
ear.
ear I was like, wait, is that what you do to keep it on when you're robbing somebody or something?
I don't know, but I was like thinking, God, if they only didn't show Bruce Jenner, I'd totally be fooled and think Derek's the killer.
Yeah.
But no, they're like, fuck it.
But
Derek-
he goes ahead and gives his dad a call down in Florida again.
Dad
You
ain't
know,
picking up.
Dad ain't picking up.
So we cut back to Blaze, and she's grinding all up on, I think this is still Shadow. It might be Made in Japan, the other band.
Was it okay? I thought there was another band.
Yes, they're called Made in
Made
Japan.
in Japan. Oh no, that's big in Japan.
They're with their great song, Bonsai.
Banzai.
But she's all pumping and grinding on them. She's, they're
She's-
creeped
she's-
out. They're creeped out because she's like 50.
She's got that boa too, and she's like rapping them and going up.
And they're like,
down.
ma'am, can you stop? I'm trying to play.
Yeah.
And she goes, she's like, I got to pick up another call. She grabs that phone because she's effortless. She knows what to do when she's on camera.
She actually, I didn't think she's done this before, but she does look like she's done this before.
Yeah.
She's pretty good at it.
And so we see our creep, Evil.
Yeah.
He's in, it's like a phone booth. Is he in a phone booth here?
Yeah. We have to get the call-in right now. There should have been a call-in.
There was a call in.
I think this is the
Okay.
call-in, and then he does.
So he's like, check out my latest jam. And then he plays the recording of the nurse. And it was shocking because she didn't scream, but you can hear the chunk of the stabbing wounds.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, he's really killing somebody. And then we cut back to Evil getting ready for his next murder.
And he's looking fly as fuck.
Well, he makes it even more fly because he glues on a little mustache.
Oh my God. He's got that blown back hair. What'd you say? Feathered?
Yeah, it's feathered.
Feathered hair.
It's
Ooh.
straight up Bruce. He looks like Bruce Jenner with a mustache.
Dude.
Just imagine Bruce Jenner, but better because he has a mustache.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking now Bruce Jenner. I'm talking 1976 gold medal Olympic winning
Exactly.
Bruce Jenner.
So we get Diane and the cops, and now they're really starting to learn that, like, this shit's real. Like,
Yeah.
the body was found at the
Sanitarium.
sanitarium. Thanks for saying it that way.
And well, it's Metallica.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
so they find the body. He's like, "Oh, I guess you're right. I'm blaming you first of all for this murder, lady. But you're right. There was a murder.
Yeah.
I guess I got to do my fucking
And
job."
where did my buddy Yvonne end up at? You know, where
she's
is
like-
she?
She's like, "I haven't seen Yvonne. Check on Yvonne."
Yeah.
He's like, "Maybe we'll get to it,
Well,
lady."
come on, lady. One thing at a time here.
So we're a lot of cuts, people. We're right back to evil.
There is a lot of cuts. You're right.
He's at the Regal Beagle, the Cougar pickup place, and he's looking. He's hot for teacher. He's looking for the hot middle-aged broads because they're, here's another Happy Days reference. You know what a divorced women are hot to trot.
Hot to try.
That's actually
Is that from Happy Days?
That was an episode where like Fonzie told him that because there was like a divorced chick. Because remember they rented the room out like above.
Yeah.
There was like a divorcee, and this is the 50s, but that was fucking really weird to be
Yeah.
divorced. And then Fonzie's like, "Divorced broads are hot trots,
Shit.
so you need to work on that, Richie."
Oh my god.
That was an episode. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to do an show. We just review Happy Days episode.
Hey, that's what Tippy Taps is for, and I am a huge fan of Happy Days. I'm all for
So he sees this chick. He's just like, "Yeah, that's the one."
it. Yep.
She's by herself drinking.
She's got a friend.
He doesn't know that at the time.
No,
Yeah.
he did. He saw
did?
them both together.
Okay.
And then some handsome dude comes over, asks her friend Lisa if she wants to dance. And fucking poor old Sally, that was her
Sally,
name.
okay.
Nailed. I was so close.
Sally.
So Sally's left there. She's looking so gloom. And we look at Bruce, and Bruce Jenner is just like, I know that look. Waltzes over,
In for the kill.
just, plays with his mustache a little bit, just
Falls
to
off
just
a
to make sure
little.
she knows he's a real fucking man.
Right. And he's like, "Enchanté."
Oh,
And
my
grabs
God.
her and kisses her hand. He's
Oh.
like, "Hey, what's a sexy mama like you
Oh.
doing at doing alone? It's
Oh.
New Year's Eve."
Jesus.
And she's just like, "Oh, I'm with a friend. I'm just having a good time. Yeah.
I'm having fun. I'm an individual woman.
I'm a strong, empowered, single lady." And he's like, "I see that, and that's what drew me to you."
Oh,
This place is great and all, but you ever been to Eric Estrada's place?
what?
He's like, "Yeah, I'm Eric Estrada's manager, and there's a big thing up in the Hollywood Hills. Everybody knows Eric Estrada's New Year's party is off the chain,
Off the chain.
and I'd like you to come with me and accompany me."
Oh,
And of
my
course, she's
God.
just like, her panties were off when she heard Eric Estrada.
Yeah.
So
Before we even get to see them walking back to the car, we cut to a very ironic song played by
Made
of
in
course,
Japan.
Made in Japan.
we all
called
remember those guys.
Dumb Blondes.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it, but Sally's a blonde. Did we mention Sally's blonde? Sally's a blonde.
Yeah. For a second, I thought she was only old people get this reference. I thought she was Judy Landers, who specialized in playing dumb blondes, but it was just another dumb blonde. Sorry.
I just like that every time we cut back to the club now, we have to listen to the feet. The feet pounding on the dance floor, despite the fact that they're barely dancing at all. We hear whatever musical acts playing. Oh, we started Millhouse. Oh, that hobbly hip of yours. But then we also have the cops giving Blaze more shit. Did you recognize the voice? It said he was using a modulator. Did you recognize? No.
I recognize that voice. So this is harassing Blaze. Blaze is scared for her life. This is her biggest night of her life. She doesn't need a murderer like fucking her show up, and she doesn't need the cops yelling at her. But cut away back to Regal Beagle. So she's like, "Yeah, I'm all ready. I'm down to fuck, but
Yeah.
I got to bring my girl Lisa. She's my wing woman."
Yeah, look, you wouldn't want a young woman like me, super attractive,
Not so
blonde
young,
hair,
but
going out on the town all by myself with a stranger I just met,
Yeah.
to Eric Estrada, who I don't even think lives in this area. You wouldn't want that. And he's like, you know what?
more
How
the merrier.
How I see it, the more just that beautiful necklace gets real deep into the V there. Like, I got enough.
Rubs a
petroleum-
little pec
Yeah,
gel.
I have enough petroleum jelly on to
He's got
slip
it in the-
between you two all night long.
He keeps it in a little traveler's case that we have, by the way. It's like the little tins that like shoe polish come in.
What's that name of that again? The carrying case? We have a name for that, right?
No,
I mean,
no.
of course we do.
We will some other time.
Layers.
So he's just like, to my Mercedes lady. Whoa, Mercedes.
I blushed. I was like, whoa, Mercedes.
So we see him driving down the street. Sally won't shut up.
Oh, my
Motor
God.
mouth. She's telling him about how crazy she is. She's like, I'm from Topeka. First thing I did when I came to L.A., I fucking jumped in the fucking ocean, fully clothed.
Fully clothed.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. So crazy.
And he's already like, we're like, please kill this bitch.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's playing with the radio and everything.
Well, he's looking at he's at the time because he's like, fuck, I got 5 minutes.
He's looking at
to
his
midnight.
watch, and then he's just in time because, like you said, it's also being streamed to the radio.
Right.
But
Because that's the thing. He's under pressure. You don't see this. You always see the calm, cool
collar.
Dexter type killer.
Yeah.
He's always in control. He is like stressing out. He's like, I got to meet my deadline or I'm nothing. I'm nothing to
surprised
this
he
evil
didn't have
killer.
3 cigarettes in his mouth at this moment. And especially because Sally continues on. I'm really into this David Lynch character. Have you heard of transcendental meditation? I do it every day. What about haikus? I write them every day. What about IBS? My friend Lisa has it.
She don't let her use a toilet. She'll destroy it.
I
Doesn't even. She'll like splatter it on the bottom of the seat. She doesn't even clean it up. That's how. And she's like, all right. He doesn't need to do much information. We just met this guy. I want to fuck Eric Estrada later.
I love how she worked in Lisa's IBS, but she did have a cure for it. She mentioned something about a Dianetics.
Yeah,
or
she was like
something.
Dianetics. She's like, have you ever heard of Dianetics?
Yeah.
Have you ever been audited?
Yeah.
And he's just like, God, like he's just enraged, but he's keeping his cool.
Thank the fucking Lord that Lisa finally pipes up. We haven't heard her say a single
You
fucking
just hear
word.
some gurgling,
Yeah.
and you're like, she's like, oh, sounds like the diarrhea. And she's just like, shut up, Eric Estrada. And she's like, I need to stop and get some liquor. Yeah. That's what I need to do.
I need scratchers and some smokes, and I have to pee real quick.
And he's kind of like, yes, because he can kill Sally. Because
Yeah.
he's got like 2 minutes. 2 minutes to midnight.
Thank you. Wow.
And so he's like, that's a great idea. Here's $100. Get the best bubbly.
A vegetable.
Did you notice she bought $5 champagne?
I absolutely did. I was like, Lisa, you fucking bitch. 'Cause
Pockets that $95.
You know how many. No. She bought $95 worth of scratchers. You know it. I saw those fingernails. They had silver under them.
Oh, that's fucking diarrhea heaven, bitch.
That's
But it works. It works for the plan that evil has.
yes. Well, he works quick, and we know that. So, oh my God, we get just Sally and Bruce, aka
Evil,
aka John, I believe was the false name he gave them, and he's like, Sally, I know you're into TM, and I know you're definitely into.
I'm really into TM.
I don't know weed at all. I know you're really
Ganja?
into this. I was going for something that was short and kind of went along with
Some
TM.
kind of Hawaiian Kush.
I
like
couldn't
that.
do it at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, I got this sweet weed. And he's like, just get your face in there. And like an idiot.
He has this giant fucking bag.
Yeah, it's clearly
And she's like,
clear.
And she's like, let me at it.
Yeah.
Puts her head in it. He covers her head, starts strangling her and suffocating her at the same
Oh,
time.
it was rough.
So yeah, that's it, man.
We don't even know what happens to her because we just see Lisa coming out with
all those scratches. She's like hiding them in her purse.
She's got the fingernails. She's trying to get the dust off to hide the evidence. She's got that $5 champagne she's stuffing in the bag, scratching the fucking sticker off so he doesn't know, you know.
And the car's gone. And she's like, oh, fuck. Did
Again.
they leave me again? Yeah.
Again.
I can't help it if I have fucking irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
It's a condition.
But I think she knows her friend Sally enough to know that they might have just pulled behind the back and had a
Well,
quickie.
so she sees one of her shoes.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? Wait. Sally, she always fucks with her shoes on.
Yeah.
So and she goes up, and there's a little trail. Our man, evil dick.
Well, this is his thing. We didn't mention it before, but the first killing, he left a shoe out.
Oh, I didn't notice
And the
that.
second killing, he left
So he's got a foot
shoe
fetish on top of it.
He's got another fetish,
He's
too.
really fucked up.
Yeah.
So she sees like a sash or something from Sally's dress hanging out of a dumpster.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the fuck? And so she's worried. She's like, he killed my fucking friend. Holy shit. She goes to open that dumpster, and you're thinking you're going to see that body of Sally.
This was so cool.
No, it's our man fucking evil.
Yeah.
He's got a little lighter so you can see his face.
That shot was awesome.
He goes, yeah, and jumps out, pulls her in,
Oh,
and goes to town to start stabbing the fuck out of her.
I'm serious. I fucking love that scene. It really got me. I was like, that was awesome. So we go back to Diane, and, she is talking with the cops again. They're giving her a hard time. You're old lady. You're over the hill. You have no business being on the MTV. You got to get out of here.
When MTV happens, stay away from it. You're too old.
You're done, brother.
It's not going to happen, brother. And she's like, no, the show must go on.
I'll do it. I'm a big, brave dog.
And just as she says that, we get another call from evil.
Yeah, she goes right out there. She introduces Shadow again because they're the next band.
Yeah, there's only two bands on the side.
And she hits the phones, and sure enough, Evil's waiting for her.
Check out my latest hits. And then we hear, I guess we hear fucking Sally screaming. I don't really remember.
Oh,
So the cops are like, how did they find out?
well, he always tells her, like,
that's right.
Yeah.
He likes to like mock them. So he's like,
yeah.
you'll find them at the corner of Ventura Boulevard. So they go there. And we get these bumbling fucking cops. And they're like, hey, man, I shouldn't even be working on New Year's Eve. I'm pissed off. And they're like, oh, here's the place. Where's the body at?
Yeah, and they're doing this thing where they're like putting the flashlights on their feet and walking around like, I don't see anything. I just see my feet. And then finally they're like, oh, wait a minute.
Apparently, there's like they go to someone's backyard and they got a swing set, and we see Sally like in a swing with the bag over her face.
Oh no, Sally was staked to the ground.
Staked to the ground. Wow.
Yeah, it was intense. Like it was like going. It was gruesome.
Like a javelin.
Yeah,
Like a decathlon winner would.
Oh my God, the clues that it was Bruce Jenner are everywhere.
Yeah, Bruce Jenner is a murderer, people. That's why he changed his sex, so he would throw you
Well,
off.
he actually is a murderer too.
Yeah.
There's no joke there.
Yeah, well, it was accidental, that one. You
Oh,
talking about the
okay.
car accident he got into? Or
But
was there
are-
another murder he was
What
involved
was
with?
it?
He was I know he was involved with the car accident.
But isn't that still called manslaughter? Accidental manslaughter?
Yeah, well, manslaughter, that's what manslaughter is. It means
Okay.
you killed somebody but you didn't mean to. It was an accident.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he's a manslaughterer.
Yes, he slaughtered a man. Now he's a woman slaughterer in this movie. Because they're like, holy shit! And then they walk up, and then apparently he's such a genius, he set it up. So whenever someone found the body of
I
Lisa,
know.
she would slide down the slide.
This was my favorite thing about it. Like, he was probably there all night like, all right, the cops take this long to get here. He's like...
It's like some
that
kind of Rube
calculus-
Goldberg time contraption he's got set up.
That's the only time this movie didn't
It
allow us to
probably-
see the inner workings.
Well, that was probably it, because we didn't see because it was dark, but he probably had like a mousetrap like situation
That's
set
probably
up.
it. A Rube Goldberg system.
Yeah, so once you see like Sally, it sets off like a ball rolls down something.
That makes perfect sense.
And it sets Lisa loose as she slides down dramatically, and we get a nice shot of her
Dude.
face with her tit slashed.
That was so good.
So, whoa, this is for real, people.
Yeah. So, let's see. We
Master of Disguise, evil. His next ploy, he's dressed like a priest.
Yep.
He's gonna kill a nun.
He's even, like, right around the corner. He sees the cops pull around,
Well,
and
of
he's
course.
putting on his...
You would think that'd be strange. There's like a shirtless guy, like
Yeah.
right near a murder scene. But they're just bumbling cops, so they
whatever.
just go past it. But yeah, he dresses up like a priest, and he's got like a dossier. This is real. This is the nuts and bolts of being a serial killer. Okay,
Yeah.
So we see that little dossier of this nun. We're like, what's going on with that? It seems personal.
Oh, yeah.
And he's looking at it, and then as he's sitting at a red light, these bikers just surround his car.
Oh, man. It reminded me of the punk scene from the opening
Right, but
cut.
no titties were shown. At
No
this one.
titties here.
But the guy's like, "Hey, Padre, suck my dick," something witty like that.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh," he just takes off.
Yeah.
He's just like, and we said he's on deadlines, tight deadlines, so he's distracted.
He
He's
really
looking-
is.
He's looking down at his dossier.
He's got his watch. He's got the radio he's fucking with, even though it's like he's tuned in into the hottest station in all of East L.A. I don't know where they are.
They're in L.A.
Okay.
And he's not paying attention. He's texting while driving.
Yeah.
And he runs into one of the bikers.
He's probably on a beeper, beeping while driving.
Yeah. And so knocks over when they're, and bikers, their bikes. You don't do that. That's a no-no.
No.
So they immediately start chasing him, and he just freaks the fuck out, takes off.
Yeah, he knows. He knows what he did. He knows how fast he needs to get out of there. So he gets out of there. He's driving around, trying to find a good place to hide in. Sees a drive-in theater. He's like, you know what? Perfect.
Best place to hide a car would be a drive-in.
Yeah.
4 cars.
So he pays to get in. He takes time, pays, gets
Throws like $100 at this chick, and goes right in.
Man, he's full of bills on him. That's a good thing because we thought Lisa.
Well, as we learn, he's on an allowance.
Oh,
But yeah, so he throws 100 at her. Keep the change. Takes off. The biker's like, we don't pay anybody. Fuck you. They just go through because they're bikers.
yeah, they're bikers.
And so while that's going on, we see there's a movie called Blood Feast. We're getting a trailer for the movie Blood Feast.
Yeah, Blood Feast Island, man.
And we got this young teen couple. I want to point out this kid. He must have been a young Steven Seagal because he's giving a nice breast exam to his girlfriend.
And she was saying, no, please. And he
well,
was saying,
no.
well,
I think she might have breast cancer because she was using medicinal marijuana. She was smoking a joint.
Oh, that's what was happening.
And he's like, I'm just checking for extra lumps, babe.
Oh, you know what? The no, please I was hearing was probably, I hope it's not bad news.
And he's like, babe, they feel great. So...
You see the relief on her face.
So,
There's so much relief.
Thank God we got some more tits because this is a slasher movie. There's supposed to be tits everywhere. So
yeah, that's the one thing G&G didn't do that well in this movie.
no, unless somebody was getting violently raped, there's no nudity.
I will say they bring that up later, and I think I included it in the notes, but whatever.
Okay, so we
have him hiding out in his car,
Right.
and we've seen the teen couple. Oh, I wonder why we saw them. And Padre's just hiding out, and he's watching the bikers go by. And he's like, okay, now's my time. So he jumps out of his car, and he's like trying to discreetly get by. He gets over to the car. He's in front of that teen car, just so happens. And this fucking old-ass biker Mike, jumps out. And he's like, hey, man, Padre, it's time to die.
and he's like, I agree. Click. Puts out the fucking switchblade, stabs him. Of course, like I said, stab him. Can't make a sound, so it's a silent kill.
I like that they have an iconic sound for when he's about to kill, though.
Did you notice? I actually asked Mike about this at the very beginning, and then they dropped it for the rest of the movie. It was when Yvonne got killed. They were doing the
No, they did that a lot.
Did they?
They did.
I asked Mike, which came first? Like, because I didn't, because I mean that was like that's Jason's thing. Jason was only in. He was in part 2, and this movie came out before part 2, after part 1. So I asked Mike. He was like, I think it did happen in part 1, which makes sense because they copied the
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the movie. So he's like, fuck. There's tons more bikers in there. So he's like, I got to get the fuck away. So he goes to the car the teens are in.
Yeah.
Yanks the kid out. Where's the fucking key? He's like, in the ignition. So the girl, this is what a sweetheart she is. This pure virginal child. Most people, even when their titties are out, would get the fuck out of the car. She's like, no, I got to get my shirt up first.
Yeah.
So she's really buttoning her shirt up, so of course she can't get out. So Evil grabs the car and takes off. She's in the back seat. Just takes off.
Yeah, she's just going
and he's
for a
just
ride
like,
now.
this wasn't the plan, people. He wanted to kill a nun, but he's like, fuck, I got to hit my time, so I'm going to have to kill this fucking girl.
So we go back to Diane. It's just 5 minutes before Mountain New Year.
You see people in Aspen, they're like skiing with torches in their hand for some fucking reason. And they're like, shit, there's going to be another murder.
Oh, my God, it's getting so tense. And just as it's getting real tense, we go back to our creep who's speeding along, and he almost hits a couple of drunks in the middle of the road.
He's in the middle of nowhere. And there has to be 2 drunks, just like, they're like a baseball field or some shit.
They're right next to a park.
So these guys are getting drunk by themselves in a park.
Hey, I've been there.
Okay.
I'm not playing around
You were
in the
there
road.
just a couple days ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a park right down the street. You were there?
My mom was very worried about me. She called me a lot. My phone actually did die, and then she was like, where are you?
Well, we can't call your mom Blaze, though.
Yeah, we can.
But you were piercing your ear at the time.
I was.
So these drugs, and he's just like, you think he's a killer? You just run these guys over, but he's like, no. Well, the girl gets out. She uses the distraction
when
to get
he
out.
stopped, that was the excuse for the girl to get out, and then he's like he's doing the visual calculation. He's like, wait, what? It's 5 minutes to midnight.
Yeah,
it's so close to 2 minutes to midnight,
and less than 10 minutes to midnight.
Definitely less than 10 minutes to midnight. There's two drunks in front of me. They're upset. They're hitting the hood of my car. I could slash them. The girl who may have seen my face is running away. What do I do here? What do I do? Murray, what do I do here?
You got to chase that girl and kill her.
Gotta chase the girl.
So she knows that. So she hides. There's like I said, there's like a baseball field with bleachers. She's hiding under the bleachers. And he's just like, where are you? Like, looking around for her, getting frustrated. She got away. You know why? Because he had to grab his boombox. All this shit he had to do. You don't appreciate what a serial killer has to go through.
And his lunchbox.
And so he's like searching, and you think he's just about to get her. Cops show up. Whoop!
Yeah.
And the drunks are like, there's a preacher
Yeah.
chasing some girls with some titties over there.
They chased out this scene a lot longer for reasons, and the cops had shown up.
So we cut back to the hotel. It's getting shut down. Nobody is allowed to enter. Well, you can leave, but you can't come back.
Yeah.
And these people are like, I paid $5 for my ticket to see Made in Japan and Shadow. I ain't leaving.
Oh, my God.
So he's like, fine, that's up to you. Your life is on the line, but whatever. Shutting it down. No one allowed in. Hey, we brought a psychologist. He's going to tell you what's going on with this fucking crazy
the
killer.
cops bring in this psychologist.
He had a great radio voice. He's like,
He did.
yes, he apparently. And he pointed out that the killer, the mutilating of breasts, which no breasts were mutilated at all in this movie.
Not that we could tell.
He just added that in because I guess
did.
that's his thing.
Yes.
And he's like, apparently, if you mutilate breasts, you're a psycho killer. I would advise you to watch out for this creep.
That makes you a somebody with mom problems.
And we're like, Derek, but
Derek
it can't
has
be.
a mom.
It can't be Derek because we already know who the killer is. It's Bruce Jenner. This is what kills the mystery. People.
I know they
It's like-
did this weird thing with it. It's so weird.
But while that's going on, we see Derek freaking out of his mind. He's got the fucking pantyhose on his face. He's got some Devo glasses on,
man.
and he's got that fucking beautiful gold ring in his ear. That put it all together. That brought
he's got a good look going for him. He should.
And nobody
be in the-
notices him, by the way. He's looking crazy as shit. We're looking for a crazy killer. You think
Yeah.
he'd be like, how about that guy?
I know, for real. I don't want to get ahead of us here, but seriously, it's like he should have been in the New Wave band. He should have wound up there because they were a few floors up, and he should have sang with Shadows or something. They were like, wow, this kid's really fucking good. I like his look, too. And then next thing you know, Devo.
So, guys.
Devo was 70s, though. So.
Well, they were early 80s, still. And so, guys, this is it. I'm assuming the last murder is going to be Blaze at midnight in LA time. So I'm right because the creep shows up, but he can't get in because there's cops everywhere.
Cops everywhere.
But he's ingenious, people. He's just like, I got an idea.
He goes to the back because, he showed
Goes
up
to like
at
the parking
front,
garage underneath.
and our ticket officer from earlier, ticket, and he does not know how to receive any other information other than someone handing him a ticket.
And he's like, I think someone dropped a ticket over here. And so he goes, ticket. And he goes over it, and he bends down to pick that ticket up, and our man, Evil, hits him over the head with a brick, takes him out. Bear in mind, this cop's like 300 pounds. Evil's like 170.
Yeah.
Fucking uniform fits perfectly.
Well, I mean, come on, we're talking about Bruce Jenner. He is 175, but he is fucking built. Those legs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And
legs for days.
The other guy not so built.
No, he's not.
But
He's-
perfectly fits. The
He's
uniform,
got a Peter Griffin shape to
he
him.
fills that uniform out beautifully. I guess
Yeah.
he tailored it while he was in between scenes.
Oh,
he's a
man.
cop now. He's got his way in.
Yeah. And in between shots of cops or the punks dancing around with their shoes clopping everywhere.
Blaze, okay, all right. Here's the thing. Blaze is minutes away from being murdered. As far as she knows, she's like, you know what? I got to chill up in my hotel room. I got to get away from this shit for a while.
Yeah.
All right. So they're like, no, you won't, ma'am. The cop finally actually does his job. And he's
Yeah.
like, not without me. And she's like, all right, come up with me. They go up in there. He's like, let me check the room out first, man.
Yeah.
Checks it out.
I like how she went in right behind him, though.
And I love how he did a shitty job of searching the room because he's like, all clear. I'll be out in the hallway, ma'am.
It's true.
So he walks out. We see her. She's touching her makeup up. In the background, we see somebody wearing a Stan Laurel from Laurel and Hardy mask.
Oh, no, you're skipping.
I am?
Because a very serious scene happens here. When he's investigating the room, there's the double doors for the other room, and the cop opens the other door, and Derek's in bed, like just
I didn't even see that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
he's just out in the bed, and the gun is like, freeze, I'm going to shoot you in 1, 2,
Okay.
3, I'm going to shoot you. And thankfully, Blaze turns into Diane again and is like, that's, I think, my son. Put the gun away for a minute. I might fuck him, but if he's my son, I'm going to not.
He's just high. Don't worry about him. Get out of here, Derek. All right, Mom. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And then the cop's like, all right, I'll be out.
This
Guarding the
is
door.
where we find out that Derek had a surprise for her.
Yes.
He's like, Mom, so angry at you.
It's like the classic.
He
only
took all the fun stuff off.
Only in movies. Mom, I gotta tell you something. That's fine. We need to talk about, like, he can literally just tell her in 5 seconds. I can't talk to you now.
Yeah.
Like, only in movies do people talk like that. Like,
Exactly.
I can't listen to what you have to say. So he's like, fine, I'm going back downstairs. He leaves. Cop's watching outside. And then we see in the mirror while she's getting makeup, we see that fucking Stan Laurel mask. And the only time the killer wears a mask, which is odd.
Yeah.
And we're like, holy fuck, this is it. The killer's won.
Yeah.
He's got that switchblade out,
Checkmate.
turns around, and then he whips the mask off. Hey, babe, it's me, your husband.
Richard! Wait a minute.
Total
This
mindfuck, people.
whole time, it was her husband.
Evil was her husband.
So, Murray, this brings up a good question.
Does it?
It's just like her son's kind of a jerk. He's trying to do things on his own. I don't know. You know what? We'll come back to this in a little while here because I think I'm onto something, but we'll touch in on it in a minute.
Well, the cop comes in. He hears like some shit, and he's like,
well, no. Richard says, "I'll go tell the cop nothing's going on."
yeah. He's like, oh, by the way, you did a shitty job. I was hiding in here with a knife the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't worry, because I'm her husband. Oh, let me see some ID. No, it's okay. Yes, he's my husband.
yeah,
And he's like, all right. You know, but he's a little suspicious. You see him, like, he's like, because Richard's like, I'm going to go check out some stuff. I'm going to get some good coke. So he takes off, and then the cop's like, like rubs his chin. Like
he calls it in. He
calls
does
it.
something that should be done. I'm glad you brought up just like the convenience of stupidity as like a plot mover.
Right.
Because that's like what the prequel Star Wars movies did. Everything was just like, we should do. No, that'll take too much time, and I really want to catch this flight, so let's not do that. But yeah, the cop actually does radio in. He's like, hey guys, Richard, Diane's husband is here. I don't know what's going on, but
So,
how did he
yeah.
get in? Who gave him clearance? He said that Ernie gave him entrance.
He did
He
say
specifically name dropped Ernie.
Yeah.
So-
he said, Ginty, let me in.
Yeah.
And so that I would be totally suspicious too. If anything involving Ginty, I'd be like,
Yeah, I think that's we actually cut to Ginty with the other cops. He's like, I don't know why he had that voice, but he did. And
Well,
so-
no, we all the pieces fall into place. We learned that the car, they find the Mercedes in the drive-in.
Yeah.
We learned it's registered to Richard.
smart move if you're going to be murdering people.
We also learn that he was a patient at the sanitarium where the murder
oh
happened.
wow,
We
what a connection!
Also learned that Ernie did not let Richard in. So it's all he's the killer. It all falls into place.
Wow, these detectives, they're doing so. I mean, when somebody starts dying, he literally threatened Diane, I'm going to kill close people around you. Who do you think you would suspect?
It's always a husband.
It's always the husband.
If you've watched any Dateline NBCs, it's always
Especially
the
the
husband.
fact that this guy's got mental problems.
Well, yeah, you don't want to shame the mentally ill. So, Richard, he makes a beeline. He's got plans upon plans upon plans.
Yeah, before he
gets-
went up, he actually stopped off here.
He had a
but,
little, he had this little trunk, steamer trunk with
I
all
thought
these
it was his
tools in it.
lunchbox. It was apparently some kind of toolbox.
Yeah, and it had all the tools he needed to fuck with the elevators of this building.
Here's what I like about his plan. He plotted out the first kill, had no plans for that second kill. He was just
He
like,
was
I'll just
thinking on the spot.
yeah.
man.
He was just like, I'll pick up a second girl. I think there's still a third time zone in there that he just didn't give a shit.
He didn't-
Lisa
oh,
made up
yeah,
for it.
he was-
Maybe double down for mountain time. or
Boy,
whatever.
yeah, I would count it.
yeah.
But yeah, he did. He failed on the mountain time
Because
one.
no,
Girl got away.
he got mountain time. He didn't get central time.
No, he didn't get mountain time. Mountain time is the third one.
Yeah.
And that was the girl that got away.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay.
But you said he got a twofer, so it counts as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned, but my thing is, he didn't have plans for the middle two. He just had the first one planned and the fourth one. So he's like, I got to get him from here to here and kill two people in between.
No, he did have plan. No. The plan was to pick up a chick because women are all whores.
But still, that's a wild card.
But that's how great he is. That's how narcissistic he is. He's like, I can talk a woman out of her panties and out of her life. And then, no. And then let me get back to this. The third kill was the nun.
Yes.
Was the nun, which he couldn't get to because he had the altercation with the bikers. He was going to kill a nun. That's why he was dressed like a priest.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there's golan-globus has this covered.
So he wanted the thrill of one, just like improv kill.
I'm assuming that this nun probably beat his hand with some rulers when he was a kid, and that's why he was going to get revenge on that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So his
You
plan is he's going to fuck with the elevator.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's got somehow he taps into like a camera that's in the elevator so he can see who's getting into it.
I love it when these movies do this, where it's like simple kind of like electioneering.
Like, you got to think in 80, it'd be a giant fucking camera if there even was one in an elevator.
Yeah.
But he's got it all covered.
He's got it all.
And he sees Blaze and the cop get in, and the Blaze is kind of like, so, you married? And he's like, yes, I am, ma'am. Can we keep it professional? I noticed you looking at my crotch. I'm a police officer. And she's like, okay, I'm just saying,
I got a lot of cleavage here, dude.
I got some coke. He's like, ma'am,
in my
please."
cleavage.
And while that's going on, Richard starts playing his magic on that little circuit board, and the fucking elevator's stopping, starting, stop. It's going up and down,
my
down.
God.
And it finally crashes the bomb, but not so much it kills anybody, just knocks him senseless.
Yeah, he is on the bottom level, but he is so precise at applying the brakes because he puts a screwdriver in there.
That's how you do it.
And that he somehow short circuits it to the point where it just free falls. But then as soon as he lets
Like the demon drop.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as he lets it go, it just brakes immediately work again.
Yeah.
So they get jarred up and they're all shaken up like a martini. And
Shaken but not stirred.
not stirred. And the door's open and he's just standing there. And the cop gets up. He's all rattled because he's like, oh my God, I was like the bride. And
I thought he was knocked out.
No, he knocks him out.
Oh, okay.
He gets him up. He's all dazed, and he knocks him out. And then he grabs Diane, and he's just like, oh, I got to tell you so much. So much. And they have a real fucking heart-to-heart.
But first, let me play this little mixtape I made for you. And it's all the murders. And she's like, what? I'm evil.
Oh, my God.
And now we got to get that exposition. Why is he evil, Griff? What's
Murray,
made this man lose
this
his
is
mind?
the thing. It's not precisely incel, but it's like that same thing they always harp on. Like, all these incel types are like, I need a virgin. I can't have somebody who's had sex with somebody. And Rick is kind of the same way. By the way, I have an Uncle Rick, an Aunt Diane, and a cousin Derek.
Wow.
I'm making up the cousin, but I do have an Aunt Diane and Uncle
I
Rick.
don't have any of that. So.
But yeah, he's just like, you're a naughty woman. You go around and you flaunt. I saw you on the camera talking about your breasts with that officer and the cocaine on the boner. It's naughty. What you did to my son.
It's not.
he's so weird. Like, his language is really weird. But he then he gets to a real subject. He's like, you've ruined me and you've ruined our son.
You've castrated me. You're trying to castrate our son. Oh. He's like, you women, I can't even have my own money. I have to ask you for money. Get an allowance. You're emasculating me, you bitch. And he's like, get a job then, you fucking asshole.
Oh.
That doesn't matter. And all you women, you're deceptive, you lie. That's why I killed Yvonne. Yvonne? Oh, who's Yvonne again? Yeah, you're a PR lady. You remember Yvonne, the black girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, it's horrible. I'm going to kill you, bitch, tonight. And tomorrow, me and the boy going straight to that Rose Parade because we love it.
Man.
We do it every year, and even your murder is not going to stop us.
Oh, and afterwards, Rose Bowl. We got to watch the pigskin fly.
And while we're doing that, you're going to be sleeping in.
Oh, I like what he did. Well, I don't like
So-
the murder part.
So he's got something special for her. He's not going to stab her with a
Yeah.
switchblade. He puts a chain around her neck. I thought he was going to hang her, but no.
No.
He just
I thought so,
handcuffs
too.
her to the bottom of the elevator.
Yeah, he lifts
And
it up. Handcuffs it
I
down
thought he
there.
was going to, I guess he's going to do a demon drop. He's just going to let it go free fall and just crush her.
Mm-hmm.
So we get all this drama. It's going up slowly. Get to the top. Yvonne's fucking severed head is like in the shaft.
Yeah, he gets like as he's having the elevator lift all the way back up. He goes, "Have a good time at your party. Get real smashed."
I like
yeah, it's
that.
gonna- yeah.
And just as he's about to put that screwdriver into the circuit board,
Well, he's got it dropping after he sees
God.
Yvonne's head, and it starts flying down. But as we know, because G&G established the rule, the screwdriver has to be in, otherwise it completely stops.
as the luck would have it, Lieutenant Clayton and the rest of the cops finally show up, and they just start shooting away. And they don't hit fucking Evil, but they hit that circuit board, and they knock that screwdriver out.
Yeah.
So-
And Evil starts. I mean, he got a gun from that cop earlier, so he yells out, "I'm standing my ground," which makes this all very legal for him. And he starts firing
Except
back.
for when you're doing it at a cop. Because the cop goes, "I'm feeling threatened."
Oh,
and they're like
oh,
trading, like,
God damn
you
it!
know.
This is like a game of Uno. What would happen in court? I'm standing my ground. He said you were threatening him. I mean, the court's always side.
Well,
with the
luckily,
cops,
we don't.
but-
This doesn't go to court. We
Okay,
don't have to worry about
that's
it.
a good point. That's a good
because
point.
he
That's
gets
the
away.
next G&G movie we do.
He gets away, and the cops are chasing him, and he's like killing cops.
He somehow goes from the 0th floor, he's in the basement, to the roof.
Well, he's the fucking Olympic athlete.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
what am I talking about? It's Bruce fucking Jenner.
So he goes up the stairs, and he gets all the steps in. He's like, "Whew, thank God I got my steps in
God, I
for
got my
today."
steps in, yeah.
And he's just lost it at this time. So
Yeah.
he puts the fucking Stan Laurel mask back on, and he's standing on the ledge. And then that Third Eye Blind song starts playing.
Oh, I wish you would step off there. He starts quoting Hamlet. He's got his knife. He's just kind of like dancing it around
yeah,
the
because they're
air.
like, "Freeze, punk! Put your hands down." And he puts the gun down, and I love it. He takes out the switchblade and he clicks it open.
Yeah.
This is a switchblade. This isn't. This
it's
isn't
not a comb.
And he drops it, and he's like, "We got you, punk. You lose." And then he quotes some Shakespeare, or maybe some scripture like fucking Walker did last week.
Oh, it might have been Lewis 21:18.
Lewis 21.
When you cross the river, remember to give your brother a hug.
And then he just fucking swan dives right off the ledge.
Oh, Sutan Swan? What are we? Swanton Bomb.
Swanton bomb, curse splat. And he lands beautifully. It's like a 15-story building, but he doesn't. No blood. It just.
And Derek runs out and says, "Yes!" That was your cue to go, "No!"
We should have. We should have done like we should have done an evil thing and planned out this shit.
Yeah, really.
So,
Well, yeah, this was the 3 other kills, not the improv one.
but Derek does run to his papa,
Papa!
and he's like, "No!" And he takes the mask off.
He
And he's,
grabs his hair. He's rubbing his bloody face on his. Oh,
and
it's
like,
weird.
but we know these guys had a bond. They had the bond that Blaze wished she had with her kid.
I actually kind of thought that was weird and cool and awkward and awesome. Like, I liked how this movie kind of wrapped up here, where the
So-
son was more into his father because he at least picked up the phone.
Right. And so, like we end every action movie, we got to have the ambulance, got to have the blanket around your shoulders.
Yep.
So we got Blaze with the blanket. She's in a gurney,
Getting pushed into
putting
the
her in
ambulance.
there, and she's just like, "Oh man, just take me away from here, right away, ma'am." And then we see who's driving the fucking ambulance, girl.
Oh man, we got that mask. Who could be wearing the mask?
Who's the man behind the mask?
Who's the man behind the mask?
Fucking Derek, people. We see the real driver dead, and then he just drives off. And then cut to that Shadow song again. New Year's Evil. That's it, people.
That's New Year's Evil.
It's not technically it's not an action movie, but it is a Golden Globus classic.
Yeah.
And of course, it's fucking New Year's. We had to do it.
Yeah, I went cheap on that one. We were trying to find golan-globus movies. I said they have one literally called New Year's Evil. I watched like an hour of it. I was like, it's pretty fun. I want to do it. So
So
here it is.
So you get. Hey, don't complain. You got
Hey,
half of what you.
I don't
came
know
for.
if you had a New Year's resolution, but this was literally mine. I accomplished it. We're only in the second day in January.
Doing New Year's Evil.
Yeah.
Well, mine was to get on YouTube, and you did that too. So
Yeah.
we're covered.
Yeah.
Done. People complaining they can never get their resolutions done. We got
We're
it
all
done the
done.
second day.
We're all done.
Which, by the way, we are on. I mean, you guys probably love listening to us on SoundCloud, but you
Yeah.
can now officially, and now you can give us dislikes.
You can. Yeah, go on there.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear people nitpick our asses. Like, well, technically, this was not you guys because you are our
We
loyal
would be
listeners.
lucky to have anyone nitpick.
It's going to happen. There's going to be some douche that's going to be like, you got it wrong. I'm going to kill evil. Anyway, we're not done. I'm just going to call an audible, Griff. I don't think we even have the next movie set out, but we talked
We didn't
about
really
it.
settle on one.
Well, I'm going to settle it because we're doing another golan-globus. We're going to
Nice.
do a guy we haven't done in a while. You could almost say he's been missing in action.
Oh, God. I mean, we technically did him last.
Yeah, that's right, but we're going to do a real Chuck Norris movie. Of course, I'm talking about missing in action. I just said it.
Yeah, you did.
Because if there's anything I've learned about being an American, we're awesome and we never lose.
It's true.
And we haven't really covered the fact that in the 80s, we took a break from the Vietnam War in the 70s. We didn't cut and run. We just took a break, a hiatus, and we came back in the 80s. We sent our best man, Chuck Norris, and he finished off what we started.
I imagine he did.
In Vietnam.
Flying
we,
colors.
We haven't, I mean, if we're doing an 80s show, we got to do the Vietnam movies because that was a very big thing where we came back and we won Vietnam, whether it was Rambo or it was, I don't know what the fuck Missing in Action guy's name is. So it's going to be Missing in Action next week. And you know who won't be Missing in Action? Us, because we're going to be keeping it New Year's. Whoa.